Show. Hey, it's Mike on the mic, Mike Neifert, that is. I want to welcome you to my brand new podcast, the PocketNeif podcast. The song you just heard was a really, really rough version of my theme song. I did record it later, and it's perfected after 3 or 4 takes, but I wanted to share with you that rough version that I recorded at about 3 o'clock this morning in the privacy of our bathroom, trying to sing really quietly so I didn't wake anybody up. The idea just came to me, so I recorded it real quickly so I didn't forget it and I could go back to sleep. So let me play that for you, the new one, the improved one, and then I'm going to talk to you about how life is a blooper reel.
Oh, wow, what do you know? It's time for the PocketNeif Show.
Almost feels like I need to start all over again. Hi, this is Mike on the mic, but I won't do that. Anyway, earlier today, we recorded and edited our worship services. You won't hear me reading 2 Corinthians 13:12 at the end of the service, which says, greet one another with a holy kiss. I read that and then laughed. Or you won't hear me asking, did you get that? Because I'm not praying again. That was a little irreverent, I guess. Anyway, each week we are recording our services ahead of time so that we can produce them and put the words to the songs up so people can join in. And it's been kind of interesting to be able to sit in my living room and listen to myself preach each week. A couple of weeks ago, we edited out a weird little comment that I made. I was talking about Palm Sunday, and I had people hold out 2 hands and think of a couple things to praise God for. And that didn't work the first time, or we messed up early in that first edit, so we tried again, and I talked about holding my hand over the strings on my guitar so they wouldn't ring. And my tech guys decided that the first one was better, so he put a still photo over it of palm branches and put the original back in, and you couldn't even tell. I almost forgot that he had done that. He also edited out a coughing fit, for which I'm thankful, because everybody would have thought that I had some deadly disease. I don't, or at least not that I know of. But the services are edited and made great by our tech guys before they go live on Sunday morning. And so it's a more polished feel to it, but there's something to be said for life as it comes, for it being real. And as I said earlier, life is like a blooper reel. We make mistakes all the time and we say dumb stuff. In Matthew chapter 17, verses 1-8, we have the story of the Transfiguration. I don't know if I'll read all of this to you, but Peter and John have gone up to the mountain with Jesus, and they're up there, and all of a sudden this bright cloud covers them, and they see Jesus talking with Moses and Elijah, and it's an amazing moment. And Peter, he kind of sticks his foot in his mouth. He says, Lord, it's good for us to be here. If you wish, I'll put up 3 tents for you, one for you and one for Moses and Elijah. I'm not sure he actually knew what he was saying. Just kind of a dumb little thing to say, but he said it, and I've done dumb things like that. There was a time when I was preaching on sexual temptation and lust, and I was trying to connect with the teenage and young guys, and I said, I know what you're going through because I was a guy once. And I didn't even notice that I had said it. Everybody else in the whole congregation started laughing like crazy, and I said, what did I say? I mean, they were laughing loudly. Finally, they told me that I had said I was a guy once, and I had to laugh along with them. So, I know what it's like to say dumb stuff, and I do dumb stuff too. One time I was at a funeral and I brought the wrong notes up. Well, actually, I didn't bring the wrong notes up. One of the pages had pulled through the printer weird, and so when I turned over my notes, it was blank, and I didn't know what to do, so I said, hold on a second, I got the wrong notes. I went to my recycle bin, pulled out another set of notes that I had edited earlier, brought them back over up to the pulpit and flipped them over. Guess what? The same thing had happened with that printing, and it was embarrassing. But I did finally find page 2. It was on the backside of 3 instead of the backside of 1, and it went okay. People kind of laugh about that now. So the dumb stuff I do and the dumb stuff I say, it makes people laugh quite often, but sometimes it hurts people too. So when we hurt someone, we need to go and make things right. That's what the Bible tells us to do. There's this passage in Matthew chapter 5, and I read it earlier today as I was preaching for my sermon, because it's actually in my sermon. But I wanted to read it to you, and it's Matthew chapter 5, verses 21 to 24, and it says this: "You have heard that it was said to the people long ago, 'You shall not murder, and anyone who murders will be subject to judgment.' But I tell you that anyone who is angry with a brother or sister will be subject to judgment. Again, anyone who says to a brother or sister, 'Rakah,' is answerable to the court, and anyone who says, 'You fool,' will be in danger of the fire of hell. Therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar and there remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled to them, then come and offer your gift." So, we're supposed to go and make things right. In fact, in Romans chapter 12, verse 18, it says, "If it's possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone." I'm pretty good at getting into trouble. I stumbled into the middle of a conflict between a couple of women a few years back, and ended up, because I spouted off before I had all the facts, I ended up having to go hat in hand to seek forgiveness from one of the women that I had corrected. I had misinformation, and so I did that, and I feel really bad about that. So, man, can anybody relate? I'll bet you can. We've all had those situations where we've done dumb stuff or said dumb stuff and regretted it almost immediately. So what do? You know what it said. It said in Matthew 5, Jesus told us that we need to go and be reconciled. In fact, he said it's more important to be reconciled to our brother or our sister than it is to be at worship. So, there's your thought for the day. Life is like a blooper reel, and we just have to go back and get things fixed up with our brother or sister. When we do the wrong thing, when we say the wrong thing, we have to make our amends. Admit that we are at fault and seek forgiveness. As much as it's possible, live at peace with everyone. That's my thought for the day. Thanks for joining me on this first episode. Hope you enjoyed it and that you'll be back for the next one. And now, I don't have an early version of this, but here's the outro music. Till next time.
Oh no, it's sad, I know. We've come to the end of the show.
See you next time.